Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Trinidadi, and let's queer up the USA view. Gay fitness model arrested after estranged husband found dead in New York City home. A shocking tragedy has rocked New York City's queer community. Gay fitness model Donald Zeben Hood has been arrested after his estranged husband, Jacob Zeben Hood, was found dead with multiple stab wounds in their Harlem apartment. Authorities have arrested Donald, and he is currently facing charges of burglary, criminal contempt of court, and weapons possession, but not yet homicide. According to NBC4 New York, Jacob, a 34-year-old personal trainer and social media influencer, was discovered slumped over a toilet with multiple stab wounds across his body. A gash on his head and deep wounds to the back of his leg were noted. The medical examiner is still determining the official cause of death. Police say Donald himself called 911 that night. When officers arrived, Donald had 3 cuts on his arm that required stitches. He told police Jacob had attacked him with a knife. But in the 911 call, Donald also said he was worried he might be arrested for violating a protective order Jacob had taken out against him. According to prosecutors, Jacob's father received a disturbing phone call from his son during the confrontation, where he could hear Donald yelling and calling Jacob names. Donald claims he fell asleep after the fight and woke up around 4 a.m. to find Jacob dead. However, prosecutors allege that Donald used a knife to cut Jacob before calling 911. The couple had a known history of domestic violence dating back to 2022. Donald has pleaded not guilty and is due back in court on August 7th. The case is being investigated as a homicide, but as of now, Donald Zeben Hood has not been charged with Jacob's death. Queer News Tonight is keeping a close eye on this shocking and deeply tragic case. We will continue to follow updates as they unfold. Wow, such a tragic story. This feels like one of those true crime stories where the details are still unraveling. You know, he was obviously killed, or he had multiple stab wounds, but they're still investigating if that was the actual cause of death. We know that there is some type of restraining order that was in place, and so he must have violated that by being in the apartment at the same time with him, or by being in the house. So there's just so many unanswered questions at the moment. So it's difficult. I don't want to jump to any conclusions about guilt, but there's definitely something that's rocking the community. He was a social media influencer, and he's seemingly part of the gay social fabric of New York City. So, condolences to the family of everybody that and friends that were touched by this man, and hope we get some answers to this.
Yeah, domestic violence is a real thing. I mean, we've experienced it in our culture, and in our history's culture, right? And it always seems like it comes back, and it keeps coming back. And we have situations where people stay in those relationships, and we don't know on that domestic side who was at fault per se, but obviously had a restraining order against them, so there had some foundation.
Exactly, he had a protection order.
Right.
Okay, so that leads us to believe that the police were probably called to a domestic call a couple of times to their home, right? Again, we don't know who did what, right? But I think everybody at this table can honestly say that when we love hard. And when we love and there's alcohol and drugs involved, we love a little harder than we should, and things allegedly can happen, okay? And, I'm not going to put any words into what happened. All I can say from my seat that I have been in certain relationships where the toxicity was there, and it just made me go back over and over, because the sex is always good with psycho people, you know what I mean? And so, things like this, it's just, you just never know. You just never know. And, the guy afraid to call the cops because the protection order's in place and he doesn't want to go to jail, right? So does that make him guilty? I mean, like Trini said, there's still not enough details to really say what occurred.
Right.
And I also want to add, Jacob is a person. So as this story unfolds and more details are released, general public, people who are a follower of either of these individuals on social media, people in the comments below, just practice some kindness and sensitivity. I understand that there is a certain image that the gay fitness community has, and not a lot of people are fond of that image. Despite how you feel about gay fitness influencers or anyone of the like, be sensitive to the fact that somebody lost their life today. Yep. That person had family, that person had friends. Somebody is deeply mourning the loss of someone that they love out of circumstances that they truly do not understand. because details have not been released yet. So if this even reaches one person, don't leave that comment that you're thinking about leaving. Don't leave that DM. Just practice sensitivities, practice kindness, and that can be as simple as just putting your phone down. We don't know any of these people, any of their details, any of their inner workings, and we need to respect the privacy of everyone involved at this time. Please.
What she said. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
That was a